Hello, I'm here today to ask Richard Stanley of Radlett parties the same questions that Three Counties Radio posed in the famous radio interview by Jonathan Vernon Smith, but which did not appear in the broadcast programme. So Richard, what would you say to those who say that swinging is unnatural and could never be for them?
Well, unnatural can't be right, because virtually all the animal kingdom have seen it the other way. We used to think that swans mated for life, but even that's now been debunked. I think a good way to look at the whole thing is at the end of the Parrot Fanciers Convention, an annual affair, and two of the fanciers have gone on to the pub afterwards and they're arguing about which of them loves their parrot the more. And one gets out a photograph and says, "Here's proof of how much I love my parrot. I'm so terrified that that parrot leave me." And the photograph is full of padlocks. The door is padlocked, this is padlocked, that's padlocked. The other fancier says, "I also worry a lot about my parrot. I worry that my parrot doesn't actually want to be with me. Here's a photograph of my parrot." And the other fancier looks at it and says, "But there are no padlocks, the door's open." That's my very point. When my parrot returns to the cage, I know that I am her preferred person to be with. So, a bit of a no-brainer really. Which parrot would you rather be? And which of those two parrot fanciers has the better relationship? I hope that anecdote was gender-free, because it's a gender bi-directional issue. Both men and women can be in each role in that anecdote. Does that answer your question?
Now, some have expressed shock that Janet's daughters are in the documentary called Real Wife Swaps, recently shown on Netflix. How do you respond?
Well, I think that those parents who pretend to their children that they've stopped having sex, and if they do, it's only in the missionary position, are building up an enormous problem for themselves, primarily of irrelevance. The species continues because we are, without exception, all fascinated by sex. And if our youngsters believe that they cannot get any answers to that fascination through their parents, they're going to go elsewhere for it. The young kids are getting their advice from the playground, and that's no help to anybody. Janet and I badly want to be in the position where all our dependents view us as a first stop for sexual advice. And knowing that we've swung from the chandeliers umpteen years before they ever did, cements that relevance of parents to their children. So I despair when I hear people come here and say, "For goodness sake, don't tell the children." Well, why not? Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Richard.